Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and we are gonna go ahead and do this tutorial for my Country Craft Creations design team project using Doodlebug's Summer Fun collection. I used the 12 by 12 as well as the bits and pieces, the shape sprinkles that are the sweet shells. And then, let me see, I grabbed some of the doodle pops. I haven't used this doodle pop yet, which is, it's the castle, but it's called something. Oh yeah, Diggin Summer. And I did use Donnie, Dolphin, and Flora, Flamingo. I still have some little elements to use. But we're gonna go ahead and get started doing the tutorial. I will have another video after this video for those of you that like to see how I mat the paper. I did it specially for you. Normally I don't do the matting process videos because they take forever. But I did wanna share that with you guys and show how I put like the ribbon on, the magnets, and yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and start putting this together. It's a 6x8 album. You can find everything at Country Craft Creations. Just use my referral link below. And let me set this right, where do I want to set this? Right here. And I'm gonna try to get through this. We are in a heat wave and I have to turn off the AC in order to do this video. I might just, yeah. It's hot and it's morning time, let me just say. Okay, so what are we doing? We're doing something. Oh, I'm gonna do it in red, just so you know, because I'm trying to use up some of the colors in my stash that I never use, because I always use like black, white, tan. That's about it. So I'm gonna do this one in red and potentially do it in like a Christmas album later. So what you're gonna need is 2 pieces, I should have wrote that on there, but 2 pieces of chipboard that are 6x8. This is gonna be hard to see, but there you go. Yep, really light, barely could see it, but 2 pieces of chipboard 6x8. This one is 1.5 by 8 for the spine. Well, you can't really see that, or at least I can't with the lighting in here. But that's what you're going to need for the base of the album. So we're going to go ahead and do the cover first, and then I'll come back afterwards doing the cover. We'll go through what you need to cut the paper, the cardstock for the rest of the album. So you will need 2 pieces of 8x10 to cover the front and back cover. I already did one. And then you're going to need a piece that is 4.5 by 10 for the spine. And then to cover that spine on the inside, we need a piece that is 6 by a little bit less than 8 inches. So let's just do this together. You can use your spacers. If you do not have spacers from Country Craft Creations, you can pick them up, and I will try to remember to link those below, but if not, just remind me in the comments and I'll get you a link. But also you can use your scoreboard and just score 1 inch around, just to give you a guide of where you want to put your chipboard down. And then we are just gonna get some score tape. You can use, I always say this, it's totally up to you. We all like to do things a little different, and that's okay. But for my covers, I like to do score tape and glue. And you could do just glue or tape right here and not even up here if you wanted to save on your tape. But I just, you know, I was always taught to do it like this, and I just keep doing it like this, and I like it. But I'm just saying, it's not necessary because once this gets folded up, it's covered anyway, so it's secure. But you really want it secure around the edges of the chipboard. That's most important, so there's no bubbling. And people always ask me where I get this little cutter, and it's just packaging, just packaging. I do have, or I will have eventually, I haven't made the video yet, but I have made my own. And I have it set aside to make a video, and I just have not been able to make a video yet. Okay, so let's burnish that down. So we're doing the lay flat method. I am using Country Craft Creations Artisan Barn Red. It's one of my favorite reds. It is a great red. Let me cut this first. So you can get mitering tools. I just go in. I don't care that if this part's perfect. It gets all covered up. So I just leave about 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't even have to be 1/8, but about 1/8 of an inch from the chipboard corner to where my cut is. But there are fun mitering tools out there to help you make it perfect. I don't have time for all that. Just saying. Oh, see, I don't even know what I'm doing. So right now I just want to work my paper. And I always say the cover to me is where you really need to take your time and just work it and make sure you loosen up those fibers, especially like Artisan is 85, 87 pounds. I've heard like 2 different weights, but it's around there. And you just want to work those fibers so they're nice and flexible. It just feels totally different once you do that. We're going to take this off. Where is it? There it is. Burnish. Oops, I forgot my glue. Oh my gosh, when have I ever done that? Ooh. See, I'm just trying to go fast and beat the heat. And I forgot what I was doing. It doesn't make a huge difference, but again, on the covers, I like them to be just really well made. So I add a bead of glue just in there, just to make sure it gets really flat. I push down into that paper, flip it over, burnish whatever you want. If you have a hard time burnishing, I've used before, a brayer works great. And it takes off some of the pressure on your hands or wrists. So just a tip for you. Okay, see if we can get this off. And I am not gonna lie, y'all. I was struggling putting my papers together. Doodlebug, I love Doodlebug in the sense that I love the look of it. It's cute, adorable. I love all the things, but I have the hardest time putting it together. It always, I mean, I feel like it always comes out cute, but in the beginning, I struggle with it. So hopefully you guys like the way it turned out. And I like to use, I'm one who likes to use more of the B sides. It's just to break up some of like the patterns. I have a little nubby, so I'm just snipping that off and then nobody will know. But don't get me wrong, I love everything like about Doodlebug, and I love all the things that are made with it. They're so stinking cute. I just struggle. And I really need to get those, oh my gosh, what are they called? The little bubbles. Tiny bubbles? No. They're always called something cuter than what I say. It's a cute little itty bitty bubbles. Is that it? The little shaker bits. They're so cute. And I think there was only like 2 left when I was going to order. Sorry, my finger is healing, of course. So hopefully she'll get more in. And there we go. I always have one side that has more of a nubby than the other side. Okay, so you're gonna do that twice to both of these. They're both 6x8. Now we're gonna do the spine. You can use wet adhesive. I like the look of score tape. I like it nice and flat. I don't like the seed glue that, you know, comes through the paper, all that stuff. So I'm a score tape girl. And again, there are spacers to help you. You have 1 inch space up here. This is 1.5. So always whatever your spine piece is, so mine is 1.5, just add 3 to that and then place this in the middle. And I mean 3 to the width. So it's 4.5. And then on the length, it is 8 inches. So we add 2. So that's 10 for your cardstock. And now we're just gonna fold this. Fold. Work it. See, if I did ever start editing, oh my gosh, you guys would be so annoyed because I would have like little like music things popping in. Little sayings. You guys would be so irritated. More irritated than you probably are with me saying this stuff. It would not be good. Not at all. Okay, so lay flat method. This is done all different ways. I just come in and I just go corner to corner and miter it just to lessen some of the bulk, but still cover my chipboard corners. I'm not a fan of the chipboard corners showing. So again, that's just me. Everybody's different. So I'm going to get a little score tape on there. I didn't need this big score tape, but okay. And hopefully this video doesn't take forever to process because it has been going really slow processing videos. I did a paper matting video before this one, and I did it on the actual like project so you guys can see the measurements and how I did it. And that took forever to process. It was an 1.5 hour video. Sometimes I luck out and it's done right away, sometimes no. So I'm just pushing in and pushing my glue out. This is the part that I always feel like if I'm gonna have cracking, which I don't usually with these colored artisans, but if I do, it's gonna be right here where this paper overlaps and then the inside overlaps. I really am trying to master it. I mean, I'm not trying very hard. I've tried a couple different ways of doing it, but I just need like a day like a scientist to figure out these paper products. I don't like cracking, even though if it cracks, it's not a big deal because you can fix it and make it look fine. Unless you have some really nasty paper. Because there are some out there. I have bought some before, and now like those papers do not ever get used as like covering a project. It'll get used for paper matting. Okay, so we have that done. Bring your scissors up against your chipboard. Come in and just miter slightly. And just making sure we're nice and flat. And I like to press that out. Same thing here. You can miter more if you want to, but I don't recommend mitering a lot right there, just because you don't want there to be like an opening when you go to put your book together. I'm just trying to get this little bump out. There we go. I'm actually throwing stuff away in a garbage. Oh my gosh. Cray cray. Okay. And with the spine, you can fold the paper all different ways because that's the book. It's gonna get, you know, opened and closed and flipped and all that good stuff. So I have there. gonna grab my 1/4 inch tape, which I thought I grabbed. But luckily, because I moved my filming into the actual craft room, it's all right here. I just have to walk over to the other table. Thought there was like a little fuzzy on there. I'm just gonna put some here just because. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I just come down like 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, whatever. You can use wet adhesive. A lot of people do. I do not. I can't. I don't like it. Me no like it. But you do want to use some glue on this because, especially depending upon your climate, you don't want your projects to come undone over time because of humidity, heat, whatever. And tape does release over time, but I have found, again, I say it, score tape to me is the best. I've tried multiple brands, and I look at them all the time. Like my projects that I have in my room, I will pull one down just to see, and I know what I used on it to see how it holds up. Now I have one project that I've used everything, glue, score tape, everything, and the way I folded it's like on the inside. Nope, it does not want to stay down. So that can never go to anybody. So when doing this, dry fit first. Don't do what I'm doing. Just to make sure your spine and everything is the same. And even if it isn't, I'm just leaving a little, like 1/16 of an edge. Even if it is not the same, and say your spine, because sometimes, you know, the way our chipboards are, cutters, all that, just make sure your bottom is, you know, totally leveled, flat, so you can stand it up nicely. It's okay if the top is, or if you really don't care, then just center it. So it looks like you made it to be, you know, a little bit taller than the book. It's nice and even still, all that good stuff. Okay, so we have that on there. And there's never cracking here. It's gonna be when I put the inside on. It's gonna be the test. You guys have seen before. I've had some cracking. Again, not a lot with Artisan, but I have had it, and I always just fix it. I keep going. I don't know that I've ever thrown away a project because of anything. I will make that sucker work somehow, some way. So when I'm putting these together, I'm not pushing them together yet. I can see that that's off a little bit. I am holding it in my hand and feeling, you know, that they're even here and even here. Like I can see that one is off a little bit. So I am going to come back in, and you could do it in your scoreboard if it really drives you crazy to line it up. That looks good. And even if it's not totally lined up, which I have plenty of that as well. You just roll with it. It's handmade. There's imperfections. Sometimes there's ways to hide the imperfections. Okay, so we have, I love this part. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love when that comes together. But here we go, here we go. So normally I put my score sheet down. I am going to just go back to like my old school method that has seemed to work a little bit better for me as far as any type of cracking. But what's most important is that you have all your adhesive is around the spine to make sure there's no bubbling. We don't want any bubbling around this spine. The rest, it doesn't really matter. It gets all covered. Okay, so I'm just going to, and then we'll still use wet adhesive. What are you? Are you a score tape person only, a wet glue only, or both cray stuff like me? So we're taking this piece. It doesn't necessarily have to be 6x8. I just like to make sure I have really good coverage over this. Even if you want to save on paper and want to just cut another piece that is 4.5 because that's what you have on your table, it's still fine. I just try to eliminate having like bulk right there. So that's what we're doing right now. So we are going to add some adhesive. I want to make sure the top is good, top and bottom. This I don't really care about because it'll be covered. And then we're going to do middle just to make sure that's fine. Okay, and then come in and stick it down. Go and go. You guys know with art glitter glue, you have seconds. Literally. Sorry. Okay, come in, get in that crease right there, and we're gonna do the other side. And it probably looks like I'm doing this really hard, but I'm not. You do not want to poke through, and if you do, there's ways to fix that as well. But ooh, I hate seeing wet glue. If you guys have watched, you know I do not like, because it dries clear, but it dries shiny. And dries my crazy. You see, I'm trying to ignore it, but it's not working very well. Okay, so just make sure your top and bottom is burnished really good. You should have no air pockets. If you do, add a little bead of glue in there. I'm just again making sure it's all good. Ooh, so pretty. No crack. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, what do we have next? Now we are going to get into what we need to build the book. So I'm going to go ahead and start with what we're going to use on the right side. I'm going to give you guys, we're going to go through all the things and you're just going to separate it. So set your cover aside for a second. Get my scoreboard. So for the shadow box, and hopefully I did this right. And I always recommend watching my videos first because there might be some mistakes that I find once I go to start putting it together. But so for the right side, you're going to group all these together. This is for the shadow box. It is this weird measurement because I wanted it a little smaller than the actual book. I'm trying to find, oh gosh, my scoring tool. Which one do I want to use? Let's use this one. Okay, so we are going to have a piece that is 9 7/8 by 11 7/8, and you're just going to score a 1/2 inch, 1, 1.5, 2, and then turn and do the same thing, or you could just jump over and start at, you know, where you're supposed to start at. So 1/2 inch. This is on all 4 sides. You don't even have to go all the way down if you don't want to. So you can come over here and go backwards, but to me it's just easier. And whatever you do, you have to stick with it because scoreboards are off as well. So you don't want to say, okay, I'm going to turn on 2 corners, but then I'm going to hop over. No, just keep turning. 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. So that's all 4 sides. We are doing the shadow box. I just love these shadow boxes. They're so fun. I'm so addicted. Okay. So back on, it doesn't matter which side you do this on. I like to do it if I have a wider side. I like to do it on the wider side for some reason. I don't know. But on the 11 7/8 side, we have our 4 right here. So hop over to 2.5, lightly score on that first 1/2 inch, then do a full score. This is a guide of where we're gonna cut, okay, on that second tab. I don't even think when I do this, we leave a little corner. I don't think it's necessary. I have seen some videos now, because they're all popping up now, that you don't actually have to miter. You'll see what I'm talking about when we go to do it. So we are at 9 7/8 here was our last score. So we're gonna go to 9 3/8 light score and then down. And you can flip and do the same thing over here. So 2.5 light down. Over here, 9 3/8 light score, just as a guide, so you know where your score line is. That's all we're doing. Down. That's it. We're gonna do all the scoring, go over the measurements, and then we'll come back and cut and put our project together. So this is the right side right flap. And you guys will see, this is actually really easy to put together because I was so lazy. I didn't want to cut paper if I didn't have to. So this is 12 inches, and because I didn't want to cut, we have a 1 inch gusset there. If you want it to be a 1/2 inch, feel free to take off a 1/2 inch. And then, so at 1, score at 1 7/8. Then we're going to come over here, score at 7 3/4. That is 1 flap. Here is our right side left flap. This is 12 by 8 inches. So score at 1, then at 3/4 or 1 3/4 of an inch. Then over here is 7 5/8 of an inch. That is the right side. The right side really has like nothing except some photo mats. So just set those aside. Now we are going to do the left side. So for the left side flaps, we have, okay, we'll do this one. We have the top. I cannot see a thing. I really can't. There's like a glare on my phone, so I can't even see if I'm in frame. Hopefully I am, because we will not be redoing this. So a little bit less than 6 inches to give us a little leeway by 12. And then with the 12 across the scoreboard, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, hop over here and do 9. I'm just gonna flip mine over because I'm gonna flip it the other way, and I want my little hump, my little bump to go up. But that's what we're doing there. That's for the top flap on the left side. So keep these pieces all together. Here is the bottom flap, a little bit less than 6 inches by 8 5/8. Put it in the scoreboard, 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch. Left side flap is 12 inches by a little bit less than 8, because that's going to go in between those two. And then we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, hop over here to 6 3/8 of an inch. This really is me just being lazy, not, I will just fold that 12 by 12. I am so lazy. I know. Okay, in the back of the left side, you have those accordion pockets. So I first initially scored this wrong. So here are the measurements, but ignore my boo-boo score over there. This is the right measurements. So it is 6 7/8 by 6 3/4. With the 6 7/8, you're gonna score at a 1/2 inch. And oh wait, let me make sure. Wait, where am I? Yes. Okay, you are gonna score at a 1/2 inch and 6 3/8 of an inch. I have score on 3 sides, but I'm just telling you what we're doing right now. And then 1/2 inch here. I have to make sure I have that right. Yes. And I'm gonna flip mine over because my writing is gonna drive me crazy. I don't want to see that. Going upside down. I'm weird. I know. And then to go with that piece is going to be 5 7/8 by 6 1/4. Then the middle pocket, that's the large pocket, the top pocket. This is the middle pocket. And hopefully this works out because I'm doing this different how I did my original album, because I paper pieced all the pockets, which I was like, why did I do that? So with the 6 7/8, you basically are getting a 1/2 inch on each side. And then with the 11 1/2, you're going to score at 5 3/4. I'm going to go this way because my trimmer is off a little bit. Okay, and then here is the small pocket, which is at the bottom, 6 7/8 by 9 1/2. And we're going to do the same thing. So score 1/2 inch and then a 1/2 inch over here, or 6 3/8. Turn it and then score at 4 3/4. Okay. Then next we have the photo mats for inside those accordions. I didn't want to write on these because I leave these blank, but it looks like this here. So you're going to have one piece 5 1/2 by 6 1/4, a middle that is 5 1/2 by 5 1/4, and then a bottom 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. All your photo mats I would do at the very end, and I did use, I think it was 13 12 by 12 sheets. It for sure was 12 pieces, but I think it was 13. And then we have a corner pocket that goes in there. That is right here, 3 3/4. Sorry, I keep trying to see if I can see it. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then just score a 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. And we're going to cut that in half. Oh, and I did forget. I didn't have this written down. But you do need a piece that is, let me just see, 1 inch by a little bit less. Yeah, 7 7/8. This is going to go on our, what do you call it? Our shadow box. Oh my goodness, hold on. My husband just brought the dog in, but she doesn't actually want to be in here. You want to go out, or are you going to stay? You're staying? Girl, make up your mind. What do you want to do? Okay, you're staying. You're stuck now. She's so indecisive. She really just wants me to have my door open. She doesn't like it when my door is closed and she can't hear and see both of us. Okay, so 1 inch by 7 7/8, just score a 1/2 inch. This is gonna be our hinge for our shadow box and our acetate. So set that aside. And then I'm just gonna give you the measurements for the photo mats. These are all optional, you guys. So you do not have to do the photo mats. Oh, okay, so these pieces you do if you want to do it the same, but I just did this based on the cut aparts. So this is gonna go on the left side. It's that front flip. Let me just show you real quick. And it is 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. So that's this one right here. That with your left side. Then you're gonna need 2 of these. One is gonna go on the left, one is gonna go on the right. 3 3/4 by 4 1/4, and just score a 1/2 inch. So I'm putting one on the left, I'm putting one with the right. And then you will need you will need 3 5 by 7 photo mats if you want to do it exactly the way I did it. And then you will need 2 4 5/8 by 6 1/8 if you want to do it exactly the way I did it. So hold one sec. And if you're doing the project for the folios, the Polaroids, I have these for the Polaroids. And it doesn't have to be these Polaroids. You can make your own Polaroids. Let's just see how many times I could say Polaroid. So annoying. So that's these here, which I found when I went to go use red, because I now have all these extra little strips, dropping stuff, because I don't want to use red. I want to use white if I'm doing the Polaroid look again. So I am left with extra, just FYI. And you will have some strips. Leave your strips, because I do reinforce any of my folios or albums that have cardstock gussets. I will reinforce those just by adding strips of cardstock. No one can see, only you know they're there. But I just, again, I like my projects to last as long as they can. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I think what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and do the right side, but I'm not gonna put the shadow box in right away because I don't want to crush my shadow box. Now, ideally on the shadow box, see what time we're looking at. Ideally, you want to put yours together. You want to put your pattern paper down in the middle first and then build it, but you don't have to. You can build a whole bunch of shadow boxes if you want to. Then put your papers in. You just measure paper and stick it down. It could have a nice little red border, whatever you want. Okay, so for the shadow box, oh, I can't see. Can you guys see? Oh my gosh, I can't tell. I really hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. But we are going to cut out all these little squares. So I like to do it just slightly on, you don't want to go crazy, just slightly on the outer side of the bumps of the score lines. If you can see them, because I barely can. Like I said, you do not want to do too much because you want your shadow box to line up nicely. And if you have not made a shadow box, I would do this just on a practice piece first. So we're cutting these out. I don't know why I'm cutting so slow. I cannot see. That was that part of the score line? I can't tell if nope, need to do a little bit more. I think. We'll find out because it'll leave a gap if you go too far over. But you can cover that gap up by just adding a strip of cardstock if you did cut too far. Okay. So now this is what we're looking like. I'm gonna try to hold it up, but again, I don't know what you guys can see. These lights are killing me. I have so many lights, but they're all like casting shadows. I don't understand why. Like they're all over the place. Okay, so we're gonna come miter this corner like that. We're gonna go down. I'm gonna do one side not mitering the corners and see what happens. I don't know what will happen. No, I'm not. I'm too scared I'll mess it up. I'll test it on a smaller project. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. Again, I mean, it's just so easy. Why has nobody told me this before? And like I said, now videos are popping up everywhere. Because you know how our phone works. Once you do one thing or they hear you talking about one thing, it's all over. People have been doing these shadow boxes like this for, I think I saw a video that was like 8 years old. I mean, that is how it is with most stuff. Like, I mean, it's hard to come up with new things. Just maybe a twist on something. Okay, so throw that away. I can see I don't have some clean cuts, but we're just gonna leave it because once I get it together, it will tell me if it was not a good cut or not, I promise you. Like, I could already see that was not a clean cut right there. So I'm just coming in, I probably just came in too much, but that's okay. Okay, so fold on all the score lines. All the score lines. do, what is my finger? Okay, so just fold them all up. Guess we could do this one too. It's easier for me to just fold it and fold. Just folding all of these. These are just so fun to make. And like I said, well, you guys don't know, but in the, this one just needs a little love. In the processing video, matting video, the shaker, you could, or the shadow box, you could make a shaker if you wanted to. I just wanted an option to put a photo in there. Or like if you're someone who puts pictures in your things as you're making stuff, you can put the photo in there, then make it an actual shaker. That would be fun. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead, just start gluing. So put these sides down, whatever side has the, I call it the little Star Wars ship, which is these little wings here. So I just fold this in half. Found this was an easier way to get this on there. And I might just temporarily put down the other sides just so I can fit a piece in there, but we'll see. Okay, so when you stick it down, you can pop it back up. I'm going to, I really like crisp corners on these. So cute, so cute. Okay, let's see if I can do it with my temporary. We will find out. So on this second one, I'm folding this in half. I have found to be much easier. And I did get that from somebody on one of the videos that popped up for me. And put that back in. Now, we're gonna do the same thing over here. Fold it in half. Under there. Also burnishing my creases. Okay. And then pop goes the weasel. So cute. We're gonna add some glue in there. I don't really want to do that yet, but let me see if I could do it without doing it. Okay, you would add glue right there. And then I just hold mine together, and I have a tutorial on how to do shadow boxes on my channel because I made all the little shaker ornaments. But you would just hold it together like that and let it set before you release. I just kind of bent that corner. But this is where I do like to reinforce. If I'm gonna have a lot of pressure and weight, I like to put just strips of cardstock there. You could do it up here if you don't do pattern paper. I don't know, I think reinforcing your projects is always a good thing. So burnish that one down. You're gonna add your adhesive, whatever that is, just on the little corner. So it would just be, let me see. Nope, that's not gonna work. Can't do it. But just like right here, you would add your glue. And that is just to make it stay together nicely. I have made a few boxes and I just roll them together and they do stay. But again, I just want to make sure. Now I can see, I'm just going to show you guys. On this one, my edge is not really clean there. So I could come in if I wanted to, before you glue everything down, test it out. But you could just take your scissors and clean that up. Or if you don't really care, you just go. Okay. So that's what it's gonna look like. I think we're just gonna glue this down all the way. Let me just glue it down, which is the one not glued. This one. Okay, rewind. Because I want to put it in, I want to show you guys, and I don't want it popping up. So I will just have to cut my pattern paper to the size and stick it in. Okay. Okay, so got that down. Pop up. Probably just gonna come in and clean this up just a little bit. Maybe. Okay, that one is fine. This one's a little wonky. So we have those. Let's glue these down. I'm over here just wasting time, Tiff. Just wasting time. So if you saw the walkthrough, hopefully, like I said, I like to do with Doodlebug. I'm one who likes to use a lot of the B sides of the collections because I just love their patterns. Like their stripes, their polka dots, their plaids, of course. I love it. So I'm putting that on there, but I'm just letting it set up for a second. Get a little tacky. Tuck it under. This is just so fun. I literally just love making these. Literally. Oh my gosh. I just cracked myself up. Okay, so come back over here. You're gonna have some glue that seeps out. It's okay. Again, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so you have to kind of push in and push down, but not so hard that you're crushing your box. And you might need to add more glue. It'll let you know. I feel like a little sliver of score tape works better because you get that first hold right away. See, I have glue all over my hands, so it's all over the photo or the frame. Good enough. And you can mark like with a pencil lightly where you want to put your adhesive, but I just go for it. And yes, it does make a mess, but it's okay. So I can see this side did not like it. It's like, no thank you. I can clean that up with my glue eraser. Side is not wanting to play nice. Okay. That bottom corner does not like me right now. So I'm just going to try to this really is the hardest part of the book, which isn't even hard. It's just, you know, again, getting it to set up, which mine doesn't like me. And I could tell you, like, if it doesn't want to stay, it is because, like, in here isn't cut, you know, how it wants you to cut it. And see, like, I have a little sliver of an opening. That just means things aren't even, but it's okay. I don't mind. I can put a strip here. You won't see most of it, but it doesn't matter. No one's looking at it. Okay, I think we're fine. This one just does not want to stay. Hold on. I have to make sure it's pressed. Okay, well, this is the shadow box, and hopefully yours will play nice. Okay, so I am going to, we stay together. Killing me. Okay, where's that 1/2 inch? 1/2 inch. The 1 by 7 7/8, we're gonna dry fit first. Yep, that's good. And we do not miter the corners. Just fold it in half. And because scoring is always off, I'm just double checking. And now I'm going to come in, see what side I want this on. Oh, that's a good fit. That is good. Okay. Make sure. Yep. Okay, so you're just putting adhesive on one side here. Like so. And then you're gonna glue that to whatever side you want your acetate. Just make sure whatever you do, there cannot be any excess on the back side. Nice. I'm going to, I still got some, I see some glue in there. No, thank you. Okay. So burnish. Oh, it's so hot. So hot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am bending this because you want this to go both directions. So I'm just kind of, again, working my paper. Okay. And there you go. So all you will do is your piece of acetate should be 5 7/8. Yep, 5 7/8 by 7 7/8. And you just add score tape here and attach it. That's it. So that's all I did for that piece. Okay, now our next pieces, because these go in before our shadow box. So I'm going to do this one first. We're going to miter these corners, just that first inch. This was, again, just me not wanting to cut paper. Usually we do a 1/2 inch, but I also like the fact that it'll be under the box a little bit more. So there's no chance of lifting the box. And then fold this one back onto itself. And this is what it should look like. Can you guys, I don't know if you can see. I have no idea, this is terrible. Okay, so the other room is way hotter. So this one has the 3/4 of an inch gusset. That will go down first. This one has the 7/8 inch gusset because I like to have weird measurements. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't remember why I had to do that. And this is going to be upside down, but it's okay. And fold this back onto itself. Like so. So this is the top one that has the 7/8 inch of a gusset. Just so you guys can see what this will look like. It's going to look like this here. Okay, so we're going to get our cover, but we're not putting the shadow box in. All I did on the shadow box was glue and stick it down. I don't want to put that in here right now and crush the box. Okay, so just that first inch, and make sure you do not go past your little hinge. But you don't want to be too far that your box will not fit in between the two flaps. And before I glue it down, I will measure and make sure I could still open. A little bit more. Okay, I can open my project, so I am going to burnish. And if you have to trim a little off, you know, top or bottom, go ahead and do that. Okay, then this one goes on the other side. The pockets on the inside of these I did with the pattern paper, which is in the pattern paper process video. Okay, so I just want to make sure I don't go beyond my cover, but that I'm right at the edge of it. And I'm lined up with this paper, all is good. There we go. Okay, so box will go in there. This will go like that. That will go like that. Feel like I'm missing a piece. What are we missing? We're missing something. I can tell we're missing something. Oh. I thought I had, let me see. Yes, we are missing a piece. Okay, this is gonna go, this is one of the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we just scored it in half. We are missing a booklet, and I don't know how I missed that because I really thought I cut that. But it is 3 1/4 by 8 1/2, I believe. But just hold tight. Okay, so that goes on the inside there. I don't want to see it, so I'm going to push it back a little bit. There we go. Okay, that goes on the inside, but right here we need a photo mat, and I'm going to just cut it real quick. I think it's 3 1/4 by 8 1/2. Is that right? We're gonna see. I'm gonna score it at 4 1/4. Yep. Okay. So sorry, it happens. Where is my white pen? So this piece is 3 1/4 by 8 1/2, and then you score at 4 1/4. So it's like that, and that one just gets placed right here, but do not glue it down until you put your pattern paper down. So I'm gonna use my little temporary, this is gonna get white all over because these things, my white pen is juicy. Juicy, juicy. See? Okay. So that is gonna go white pen. So right about there. So I just centered it. You just kind of eyeball where you want it. And that is that side. Now let's do the other side. Okay. So for our, let's start with the big flaps. So we have our top. We are going to miter that first 1/2 inch. Fold first 1/2 inch. And fold the second score line. That gives us a gusset. Fold this piece back onto itself. Like so. So it will look like that. Now do the same thing with the bottom, miter. Fold. Burnish. Like that. Good to go. This is the left side flap. I'm going to fold that first one. That was a terrible fold job. And I did reinforce all of these gussets with scrap cardstock, just FYI. You can do it now, or you can do it before you put it on your project. So we have it like that, then this one folds back onto itself, and it should be the same as this here, but some papers are not exactly 12 inches. So I'm just make sure, maybe I'll just cut it with my finger. No, that's too dangerous. But my dog's mad at me. She wants out. If you guys could see her face. It is hilarious. So some 12 by 12s or any cardstock is not always even. And our scoreboards, like I said, change measurements. Is that good enough? That was a boo-boo cut up there. Boo-boo. Just whatever you do, don't cut your fold. Okay, let me let her out. Go ahead. I don't know why my husband lets her in, because she doesn't actually want to be in here. Okay, so now we are good to go. You can do a dry fit and double check yours first. So we are good. And when I put these on, these are a little bit smaller than the base, like of the cover, so a little bit smaller than 6 inches. So I slide mine all the way over to the edge of the outside of the cover. So that way I know nothing will affect the spine. Okay, and just go all the way to the top. All the way over to the side. Just make sure we are straight. that look good? I'm gonna lift mine up just so I can see a little bit better. A little on the crooked side. Okay, now burnish with something. Okay, now let's do the bottom piece, same way, just that first section. Okay, I just want to get those corners. Now we're coming all the way down to the bottom and over to the edge on the left. Lined up, good. If for some reason, oh, that was squeaky. If for some reason you are over, once you get your book together, you could trim it a little bit before you put any type of pockets on. Oh, and I just realized I forgot another thing. See, I'm always forgetting something. My little hinges to close up my top pocket. We'll do that in a minute. Your adhesive. This is doing the left side. Okay, so over, am I in screen? I don't know, but all the way over here and in between both top and bottom, you want to look at those score lines and make sure it is not going to interfere with things folding up, and if it is, this will be the time to trim it up a little bit. Okay, I gotta look this way. Make sure, okay, I'm not over. Push that glue out. Okay, now it's all coming together. So this would go up, this would come down, and nice. That looks good. Okay, so the inside is what we're gonna do next. I know it looks a little crazy with all this red action going on here, but we're gonna get our piece that is like this. Miter those corners. Hopefully I'm doing the right side. Yes. I just go through the intersection. I do the top. Flip it this way. Okay, so it ends up looking like this. Hopefully you guys can see. And I want my writing on the inside on this one, because it's driving me crazy. Glue all over. And burnish all the edges so they're nice and crisp. Okay, so it's looking like that. Then this piece is going to just glue together and close this pocket up. Oops, I don't want to do that. Hold on, so sorry. I want to do my bottom one first. You don't have to. I just like to do it, and then I like to add just either some packing tape or Scotch tape so it helps the photo mats not to get stuck as easy. Okay, it's really hard to see. This red is very red. It is red. Okay, go like this. And you should dry fit first. And if it's off a little bit, have the off part be up at the top or to one side where you can trim it up. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to just add my tape. Just Just getting some Scotch tape. And I just put it down, maybe, or maybe just all over my hands. And I just burnish top and the edge, not around the actual seam. Now I can glue it closed. Okay, glue it closed, seal it up, good burnish. Like so. Now we're gonna test to see if it will fit in our book. But before you put it in your book, you wanna put down your pattern paper. So we're just gonna temporarily put it in there. But yeah, that looks like a good fit. And I want to make sure, like, don't have it like way over here, because we did make it a little bit smaller than the base. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's do the others. So we are going to fold it in half first. Oop. Now let's just take out that little pie piece. And then we're gonna cut the rest of this out on the outer edge of the score line. Try to do yours straight and not catawampus like I just did. Mine was really, really cray-cray. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, we'll get that off. Okay, and then miter these just a little, or a lot, or not at all. You do it however you want to do yours. Okay, little test. I can see this needs to be mitered just a little bit more. Okay, does it fold up? Yes, it does. Well, thank you. I don't know, this red. Ooh, not the color, because I love the red, but creating an album with it, I'm just not used to it. I don't know why, like, I love seeing everyone do like different colored bases, but then I struggle. It does help not having to mat as much, because you get that fun pop of color. Okay, so there's that one. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. Fold it in half. Gotta clean up this mess before we do the other ones. Take out the corners, a little pie chunk. And miter this. I do a lot of flipping when mitering. I don't know why. I have to have it like at the top on this side. And then we are gonna take these out. Over. We are almost done. The rest is really easy. Not that this was hard. Okay, let me just clean this up here. A lot of craziness going on. Fold the wings in. Fold it over. So good. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Like that. Okay, so now we have our 3 pieces. All is good. Let's just temporarily stick them together. And I do like to have where my wing is, I like that to be at the top. It makes it easier to slide your photo mats in. So, okay, so I'm going to, ooh, something's not right. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Something's not right. Hold on. So sorry. That's 6 1/4. Oh, is that not supposed to be? That's not supposed to be 6 1/4. Oh. Oh, Lord of goodness. So sorry. Hold, please. See, this is why I say to watch first. Because your girl messes up on every project all the time. Okay, wait. That's 6 1/4. Oh, the others are supposed to be. Oh. Then maybe that's an easy fix. Okay. Oh, goodness. See, I got carried away when I was excited to do it all in one piece. So the others are off. So this needs to be, let me see if I can get you guys a correction. So hold on. So this needs to be 5 1/4, or you could just do it like this and then trim yours like me. 5 1/4. And 4 1/4. Ooh, that's gonna be boo-boo, so I'm gonna have to turn that around. Okay. Or you could just leave it and not have it an inch apart. Either way. So what we needed to have, instead of 11 1/2, it needed to be, what, 11? Let me see. Yes. Oh, I know why I did that. Okay. Yep. So it needs to be 11. And you're going to score at 5 1/4. Let me just do it like this. And this one needs to be 9. I really hope this is right. But I'm sure if not, you guys can figure out the boo-boo. Or just do what I did. Sorry. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I know, I'm a mess. When you go to glue these together, and I do it in the matting video because I put the pattern paper down first, then glue it, so you could check it out there. If you don't want pattern paper, you don't have to have pattern paper. You can just glue in the middle. I did glue the bottom as well, just like a 1/4 inch at the bottom. But you want to line up your bottom pieces and then line up your sides and burnish. It is so hot. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Okay. Ooh, it's so toasty. So you're just putting glue in the middle. You're going to line that up as best you can. Burnish, then, nope, negative. You're going to glue on 3 sides. I'm just doing temporary again because we want to put pattern paper down first. So you're going to do this. like so. I leave a little bit of room at the bottom so this can fold up nicely. So you can go like this and then slide it down to where you want it. But you want to make sure this goes up good, which it does. This folds up nicely. Okay, then you can put it into place. I'm just gonna try to get this to stick a little. Okay, then you have your photo mats, your 3 photo mats. One will go in there, and I did round the corners with my corner rounder, and I just did the tiniest one. So I did that on all of them. That goes in there. I did it the exact height of the pocket. Well, at least I got these right. Okay, and then here we have one of our little photo mats. Oh my gosh, I never sweat. I can't say that anymore because now I have like, yeah. It is so toasty. I need the AC on. We gotta wrap this up. I am melting over here. Okay, then this one goes here in the middle. We're gonna do the corner pocket in just a second. But I do want this 9 minutes. Okay. So, and one of the 5x7 photo mats just goes in this very back part there. Just FYI, I'm not going to do it because we don't have it glued down yet. And then here, let me show you. And I do show, like I said, the Polaroids. I show you guys how I do the Polaroids, which is not some like rocket science piece, but I show you in the other video how I put them on, but just so you can see as well. There. Like that. And then I put this one under it and have a slight angle there. And like that, just nice and easy. But now let's do our corner pocket, which went where? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let me just shift this out of the way for a second. These folios get really big when they're open. Okay, so we scored on 4 sides. We are just going to cut on a diagonal. Like so. Then I come in and miter the corners. I can see that one is not mitered all the way. Much better. Take off our little bat wings. And then you have your corner pockets. So I also show how, or give you guys, you know, just kind of an idea how you can mat the corner pockets. Because I like to cut my piece a little bit bigger and then trim it down as needed. I am struggling getting that corner exactly cut. There we go. Okay, cut the bat wings. We're making messes. Okay, like that. Then come in here. Get this all out of the way. Just gonna put this on here to get this out of our way for a moment. Okay. So right here is where we are going to put down our corners. Can you guys see? Can you see? I don't know. This is going to be a guessing game when this video goes up. I really hope I'm in frame on at least some of it. Okay, get those corners. Okay, and then you just come to your piece and get it into place. But just make sure you don't go over the top or the side. And I'm not, so I am going to burnish it down. And if you use it like lots, if you are a person who uses lots of glue, then just make sure to come in and make sure your pocket is not, you know, sealed up on the inside anywhere. And if you are going to put your book together first and then mat your paper, do not put the shadow box in until very last. I promise you, it really helps to maneuver the book, not having it in all the way. Okay. Just nice little burnish. Okay. And then a photo mat, a 5x7, goes in here. And am I sealed up? Nope. Just make sure. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we are good. We have that. This is Polaroids, and then Polaroids on the bottom. Then this comes here. Here is what I forgot. It's not like a huge thing. You could just glue these sides together. Put your pattern paper down first and do a tight pocket. Or get those strips. You have lots of strips to work with. You need 2 pieces. This pocket is 3 inches, so we're gonna go, oh, there's a little score mark already on there, so I'm gonna use it. A little bit less than 3 inches by 1 inch. And you need 2 of those. Ooh, I got one on the other side too. I wonder what I needed that for. It was probably really important. I don't know. Oh, I don't need that score mark. What a weirdo. Wait, what did I do? That was only 2 inches. Loosa. See, not focusing. I didn't need that score mark is what I was trying to say. So just 2 pieces, 1x3, score in half. And that's our hinge for our pocket. And then we are done with, ooh, just drop that, the base of the album, which is good because, wait 1 sec, make sure, I had to look out the window, make sure someone wasn't honking out there. Here, miter, like so. Okay, bring your project back in, and you just glue these to the inside of the pocket, and that gives you a gusset for your pocket so that you have more room or flexibility. I'm gonna come up a little bit and cut mine off because I don't want it up against that score line. So for some reason mine's a little bit off, but that's okay. We just trim it. So you're putting these on the edge. That's why it's always good to do a dry fit. But it's okay with this, I can just trim it off. Okay? So I'm gonna come in and snip. And I don't know if I can do it this way, but we're gonna try. Okay, now glue down the other sides. And that is your pocket. And then you just put our little photo mat on here. Our little booklet. Flip up something. I'm gonna bend this back so I can burnish. Okay, there we go. So we have that. Then last, this. Just putting that just right here, like if you want to see the pocket. And you could go as high up, as low, however you want, depending upon your paper, what you're doing, whatever. But I think we have everything besides like all the photo mats. And again, those are optional. I just choose photo mats based on like what paper I have left, etc. You just put that on, like in here, you're gonna add your score tape again. Then your piece that you did of your acetate is 5 7/8 by 7 7/8, and you're just gonna stick that right there, and that's it. So this will fold up, this will fold over, and voila, we have our book. Yay! Okay, there you guys go. Tiffany has got to go cool off. It is crazy hot. Oh my goodness. We do not have ACs built into our houses in Washington State. Well, people now do because the weather has changed over the years. But the older houses, like what is my house? I think like 25 years old maybe. Yeah, we have portables, so it was too loud. So yeah, I'm gonna go cool off. But there you guys go. Stay tuned for the next video for this just cutie patootie. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, talk to you later. Bye.